Hi everyone! You're watching the recording of International Youth Online Forum, Get to Know the Diverse Cultures Across ASEAN Countries. My name is Amarilla Widi. You can call me Rila. I am 18 years old. I am the representative of its Nature+Culture, which is the organizer of this project. Nice to virtually meet you all. So the first part of the live session was not recorded successfully. Therefore, I'm going to repeat my presentation so you can watch it again. Now let me introduce you to It's Nature+Culture. We are a youth-led project supported by ASEAN Youth Organization. We engage youth to promote positive cultural values and develop skills through eco-action. Check out our Instagram to see another remarkable projects like this, and don't forget to follow us. We were delighted that this forum was joined by participants from several different countries in ASEAN. So, what are you going to watch in this video? First off, some people regard this as a webinar, so I think I need to quote that just like its name, this is a forum, which means we all discuss, exchange stories and points of view, and also learn from each other. That's why the speakers are called the Storytellers. But I hope this would still be as impactful as I expected to be. So after this, we will have a remark presented by the speaker from Indonesia, that would be me, followed by Kyaw Zaw Lin. He is the speaker from Myanmar. Next, we will hear from Nicole Campos. She is the speaker from the Philippines. Last but not least, we will learn about Cambodia, presented by our speaker, Seang Vilya. You'll also hear several participants sharing their story and viewpoint. I'll start off my presentation with some questions. Do you know ASEAN? Well, sure. It stands for Association of Southeast Asian Nations. I believe most of us know that ASEAN consists of 10 members. Also, pretty sure that most of us know ASEAN was established on August 8, 1967. But the most significant question is, do you know your neighbors well? Now my story begins. I'm from Indonesia. I live in Bandung particularly. Indonesia is a very multicultural nation. We have over 17,000 islands, more than 600 languages are spoken here, and 6 major religions. So can you imagine how multicultural it is? I'm going to share several highlights of Indonesian culture. If you're Indonesian, you probably know this, but I hope it could urge you to celebrate our culture more. This is traditional dance from the west side of Indonesia. If you're from Aceh, greet us in the comment section below. Saman dance has been officially recognized by UNESCO. It beautifully represents solidarity. Meanwhile, I think you got to know Ratu Jaru from the incredible performance at Asian Games in 2018. The dance interprets the spirit of Aceh women. Next, we have Fahambo. It's a tradition from Nias in Sumatra. Normally, it is for young men, so they would bravely jump through the stone. And it is indeed a huge stone. It's about 2 centimeters tall and 40 centimeters wide. The indigenous people believe this prevails as a test for maturity and toughness. Ooh, these are traditions from Bandung, my city. The picture on the left side, it is chalanak. Chalanak is made of tape, but I don't know what is the English term for it. It has brown sugar and coconut as topping. It's deliciously sweet, but not too sweet. So if you haven't tried, try. You won't argue. On the right side, it depicts seblak. So if you're into spicy, you have to try it. But actually, I don't think spicy is the right term, because seblak is hellishly spicy. But everyone likes it, no matter how sick our stomach got after eating seblak. During the live session, many participants, especially the ones from Indonesia, agreed. Yeah, we love seblak very much. Like other countries, we do commemorate our Independence Day here in Indonesia We celebrated with many competitions. As you can see, it is as fun as it looks. People gather at one place, and also the prizes are superb. Hopefully we can celebrate August 17th that way this year in light of COVID recovery. Lastly, this illustrates the beautiful Kachuck Dance. It's from Bali. Greet us in the comment section below if you're from Bali. The dance follows the storyline of Ramayana, while not forgetting to mention that Bali is one of the main destinations for tourism. It is wonderful. Alright, for this one, I'll just be super quick because it's very much like across ASEAN. Indonesia is very famous for its politeness and hospitality. I know all of you fellow Indonesians are hoping that this positive culture is preserved because me too. Regarding young people, we spend most times at school, if you're still in school, for about 8 hours. Schools are early here at about 7 a.m. and began with assembly or morning ceremony. After school, we go tutoring. In Indonesia, it is bimbel, and then do our homework, typically. On the weekend, just like normal young people, we hang out, we play sports. Well, I also want to mention that volunteering is one popular activity for youths in Indonesia currently. I believe it is the same with youths from other countries, which is a good thing. To get involved in the community development. In Indonesia, doing volunteering activities in rural areas is even one of the university curriculum programs, which is KKN. If you're doing that at the moment, you got this. Of course, with the multicultural atmosphere, Indonesia still encounters challenges and even conflicts, which leads us to the last part. Thankfully, it was recorded, so you're now going to watch the recording of the real live session.
So I have 6 ideas based on my arguments. These will be completed by other speakers as well. The first one, ask yourself what makes you proud of being an ASEAN. So you said you are an ASEAN. In my opinion, this is an important start so that we all have or feel the sense of belonging in ASEAN. What makes you proud of being an ASEAN could be anything, whether it is the diversity, the economic growth, the progress, determination, anything. Secondly, don't be afraid to take part in international events. I believe to create a change in our community, we shall be confident with our capabilities first. You can check Instagram of at AYO ASEAN, at AP Youth, and at Youth Offers. Those are my recommendations to find opportunities for you. Third, there's someone say that traveling is the one thing you buy that makes you richer. So actually, I'm not talking about traveling overseas, but if you got the opportunity, it's excellent too. If you haven't got any, you can start learning by traveling around your town. Be friends with people from different culture to get new perspectives. If I'm not mistaken, there's a psychological fact that learning through story is more powerful, actually. The fourth one is being aware of global issues. Read articles, watch YouTube, listen to podcasts, prove that you really care. Fifth, which is I think the most important, is collaboration instead of competition. Think about ASEAN this way. We should not compete against each other, but rather should work together to develop more greatly. And the last one, dare to do something against discrimination act. Speak up, protect the ones who get bullied. Start from yourself, identify if you still do that, level up to families and friends, and then in your surroundings, and then in your country, and then globally. Well, that is all for me. This is a story of Indonesian culture and also my ideas about respecting the diversity. The next one we will hear from our speaker from Myanmar. He is Kyaw Zaw Lin. Kyaw, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hi, Kyaw.
Hello.
Okay, the floor is
So
yours.
do I share the screen?
Sure, if you want to.
All right. So today I only have 5 to 8 minutes. I'm gonna make this very, very general. Now before I continue, I'm going to talk about the tradition and cultures of the entire country based on the city I live in, which is Yangon. It used to be the former capital city, but it moved to the central of Myanmar, Naypyidaw, a few years back. So let's start with it. And we're going to skip the boring stuff, I'm going to skip the stuff which you can just easily Google and find. We're in for the good stuff. See, we're going to talk about things that you can't Google easily, but things that you only know from me. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about 4 different things. I'm going to talk about education, the education system that we are practicing currently in the country. I'm going to talk about my favorite food, cuisines, and I'm also going to talk about the social interactions that we have religiously and socially, and a tiny bit of what I do in the community. So we're going to start with education. Now, the education system in Myanmar is quite bizarre, you see. The education system in Myanmar is that, so there are 2 types of education. Namely, there's a government education and there is the private education. So this is what a normal government school looks like. There's a teacher. Usually the ratio of the teacher to the students is very, very different. A teacher had to maintain around about 60 to 80 students in one class. Now, this is because, Myanmar is not a rich country. Still in the very early stages of developing countries. And so there are cases in which poor cities, mostly on the northernmost part of the country, would get only 2 to 3 teachers in the entire school. So these teachers have to work round the clock, sometimes even have to offer night shifts for older students to accommodate their learning hours. And so after going through the government school, so there's middle school, there's high school, then comes the university. And here's what the bizarre thing is about. So in high school, there are 6 subjects: English, maths, biology, physics, chemistry, and Myanmar. So these 6 subjects are probably the deciding factor of what you will be in your entire life. And that's what bizarre is. So in our country, the highest requirement of points, it's medical school. So you have to study all these 6 subjects, and out of a potential 600 points, if you score, let's say, higher than 520, 515, that's for medical school. If you score somewhere between 490 to 515, that's for engineering school. So that's what bizarre is, I mean, learning chemistry, getting 99 points in chemistry gives you a major in engineering. So that's what being bizarre in our education system all about. And it also creates such, wasted opportunities. For me, from my perspective, more important subjects such as law, they only require, say, 300. So anyone can get that. But why does it have to be, doctors and engineers require high marks? And this also creates another problem where people and students who score high marks would choose majors that only require low marks. So say 10 students score 520s, but they want to study law. So they choose law. But for the law major, you only require 300 points. So students who have low points have no choice to choose the higher points. They have to choose something less than that because there are limitations to universities. So it's practically not useful for everyone. And that's one side of the education. And the other side of the education is like this. It's a private education. This is a picture from a well-known school. It's called IYOF. And so, as you can see, a major difference. Kids with computers, they have the modern gadgets. There's aircon. I doubt if there is any government school that has an aircon in it. But in private schools, every room, every hall, even the changing rooms have, air cons. It's practically hotel level, if that's a word to put on it. But there's a catch. There's a big, big catch. If you choose the private university, you're not allowed to go to, if you choose the private high schools, such as like this, you're not allowed to go to government universities. So the choice is, if you want a very, very well-driven school, let's say international curriculum, by the time you finished the high school of that international curriculum, you cannot choose the government university. You have to go abroad. And that creates another problem as well, because not every parent who has their kids at, international schools have financial abilities to spend 50,000 years in Harvard. You see, so it's only reserved for rich people as well. And that happens, and what happens next is that, there are lots and lots of talented individuals who graduate from international high schools, but they have no choice but to go to abroad. And then they have to choose, awkward majors that would satisfy their financials. So they would go to nearby Singapore, Thailand, etc. They have to choose something, not that of a concern. Say he or she wants to be a doctor, but he or she can't afford a medical university, so they have to choose somewhere of a primacy. So that kind of weird major conflict also happens there. So the education system right now is really, really bizarre. And that's the point I want to make. And if we talk about the education in Myanmar, we can't forget this. Now, this dates all the way back to the 19th century. It's the Yangon University in its earliest form, built by the British colonials. And pretty much everything in Yangon right now, it still has, colonial traces. And so this was built back in 1874. It was first built by the British, And then this is what it looks like right now. A huge difference, of course, from 19th century to it literally is the biggest university in it used to be one of the best in ASEAN. There are reports such as Singapore, when it was in its development stage. Scholars from Singapore had to come to the Yangon University to study how different buildings were structured, how each department was stationed all across the campus, because this is huge. This entire campus is probably, you can even race in there. I mean, there are literally roads for you to race. Some students do that. That's illegal, and that's really, really wrong. But then the fact is, it's really big. And I want to talk about cuisines. There are lots and lots of cuisines. I'm going to focus on the two favorite cuisines that I love the most. So the first is this. Now, you see, I don't know if you guys watch Japanese cartoon, but I do. So I like to call this my Myanmar ramen. It's basically just ramen, but in a Myanmar version. And the difference is that it doesn't eat, you don't eat it with meat. You either eat it with an egg, some beans, or maybe a fish, and that's it. You don't actually eat it with pork or beef. And so this is, we call it mohinga, okay? We call it mohinga. And so this is basically, you get the soup and the paste from the fish. Then you add the noodles, then you add onions. It's up to you. It's highly, it's highly adaptable. You can put anything you want. I even put rice in it. I'm so Asian. You can put rice in anything if you're Asian, you see? Right, and so this is the other thing that I love to eat most. It originates in the northeast part of the country, the Shan state. So, by the way, Myanmar is made up of 14 different regions and states. This is from the Shan state, and we call it tofu nui. And so it's basically just tofu. You melt it, then you get this buttery taste, and you add nuts to it, so it has some kind of a texture, or else it'll be just like eating glue. So you can put prawns if you want. There is chili if you're a fan of hot sauce. I'm not, but yeah, it looks like porridge too. And these foods, if you go to downtown area, you could get it for, say, 500 jets, which is, how do I put this in there? You can get 3 of these with $1, if that's a currency exchange rate, because $1 equals to around about 1,500 jets. So this is 500, and so that's, you could get this. You could get 3 of these with $1, and that's, by the way, very fun thing about America and Asia. In America, $1 is basically a bottle of water, but in here, I mean, I don't know other countries that much, but in here, that's, like you could do many things with it. 1,500 jets. You could eat 3 of these. Bus rides only 200 jets, so you could ride the bus 7 times with $1. So that's a huge difference. And we're going to go to social interactions now. This is what the Asian Kingdom of Myanmar's palace look like. This is in Mandalay. It's in the central part of the entire country, literally the center. You could pinpoint on the GPS. I don't know how they do it. Maybe Asian technology, but it's literally in the middle. And so this is, we call it the Cambodia. Dates all the way back to early centuries, everything, the early Asian kingdom. And so this is how the kings lived. It's too big for me. I don't like big houses. It would take such a huge problem to call someone to eat. But this is what we do. And then this is the most, the place where every tourist would visit if they visit Myanmar. Because they would come to Yangon. Even though if it's the former capital city of the country, it's still the largest city in terms of opportunities, tourist sites, everything. I mean, it's only not the capital city of the country anymore just because of legal issues, but in everyone's mind, it still is, And one thing that sets apart from the current capital city is that Yangon's a port city, so it creates a boom of economic trade because there's literally a pot and maybe that doesn't have it. And this right, yes, I don't understand, I'm so sorry. And this is the Tritagon Pagoda. It's the biggest pagoda that you can find, entirely made of gold. I can't believe how they did that. Engineering to its perfection, entirely made of gold. And this is the church. So one thing that I find very interesting is that most people, even those living in Yangon, do not know that Yangon is actually a very, very religious city. You can find any religious site. This is the St. Mary's Church. It's the most beautiful in the country. It's mega big. I mean, I don't have all the pictures from all the angles, but this is what I took. It's very big, very beautiful. It was built back in 1615, so it's very long. And here's the very bizarre fact too. Okay, someone sketch it. It's okay, as long as it's not covering up. So here's one more thing. Yeah, it's for public. The churches and pagodas. They're mostly public. You can go. You can visit it. You can take photos. It's open. And here's one more thing that I want to. This is the downtown center of Yangon. And 2-3 years back, there was a global issue, a global headline news that Myanmar has been genocide, whatever, all these things. And there was so many fake news and spreading propaganda like Myanmar's racist and everything that. And the funny thing, I mean, not funny, but very, very bizarre thing is that I do not know another place in ASEAN or in the world where you would have 3 major religious sites all together to close one another. And I don't know what's the best example better than that to show that, you know, the religion here is very well respected. Of course, there will be some people who are racist. There will always be racist. There will always be a place where you're racially discriminated. I mean, Myanmar people are also discriminated. Malaysians are discriminated. Indonesians are discriminated. Singaporeans are discriminated. I mean, the point is, just because one person's doing it, that doesn't mean the entire community is doing it. And it's our job to stop him, not blame the entire community. And I'm going to show you another photo here. Now, this is, there is Sule Pagoda, and then there is Bengali Sui Jamai Mosque, and there is Emmanuel Church. It's literally walks away. To put a matter of fact, I don't know if there is anything like that in ASEAN. There is a Supreme Court, there is a City Hall, there is a Emmanuel Church, there is a mosque, there is a pagoda. So government sectors, 3 different religions. Our vice president is a Christian. Our ministers is a Muslims. I don't know what people want to say. That all Burmese people or all Myanmar people are racist. We're not. I mean, just because, you know, some people are doing it, that's not, we're all doing it. And after that, I'm going to show you this. Now, it's one of my favorite photos of the city. This is the Yangon city. And the Yangon city, this is taken from the sky. So here you can see on your left, that's the Yangon River. Go all the way to the top, and that's how you leave the Myanmar territory and you go to the Indian Ocean of Bengal. Now that's there. You can see there are pots, there are ships, there are cruises, there are 5-star line pots. See, the real reason why Yangon is different from Naypyidaw is that it offers more. It offers more economics, more everything, literally. And I'm gonna stop talking about all the different cultures and everything. I'm gonna talk about who I am. So my name is Kyaw Zaw Lin, and I have 3 different personalities, 3 characters. I teach kids English and science. I'm also a volunteer. I am currently the General Secretary of Lean On Me. So we go all around the country teaching kids free. And then I'm also a student. I'm studying at 2 universities at the same time. Yes, I know, 2 universities at the same time. I was stupid, regret the decision. But I'm studying at 2 universities at the same time. Law major in my 3rd year and social studies in my 2nd year. It's a giant hustle, giant hustle. And I'm gonna share a piece of my information. I went on a CL program back in 2017. You guys should go there. I mean, the age is from 15 to 18. Just go. It's probably the best program ever for a teen. It's probably the best program for a teen to go. US. And this is one of the pictures when I went on the project to teach kids free around the countryside. And I'm also part of my school's 1 Billion Rising event. If you guys don't know it, you should Google it out. It's a rising event. It's a campaign to have equality between men and women. This is a 16 days of activism towards gender. Oh, by the way, I designed those websites. I do reading too. You guys can text me if you need help. And so this is 16 days of activism towards gender equality too. So I participate in both of them and held talks at the American Center, American Embassy. And this was me back in 2019, November, Jakarta. I was there. It was CEOP Alumni Selective Summit. As you can see, I was so in the mood. I didn't even remember the photographer taking a photo of. I was so in the mood. I was so focused how to solve the problem in a simulation. And this is me in the Jakarta US Embassy. The guy with the blue shirt, tall guy holding a purple flag, that's me. In the middle, that's the ambassador, Indonesian American. And I think that's it. If you guys want to know about me or want to reach out to me, just reach so. I'll be ready for any of you. Thank you very much for your time. Sorry that it a little exceeded. I'm so sorry.
Wow, many thanks, Kyaw. Very interesting. So I'm very sorry for the scratches on the background, guys. I gotta change it because I'm not the host, but I hope that what Kyaw has shared is impactful to you and insightful because it is to me. The next one we will hear from Nicole. She's from the Philippines. Hi, Nicole. Are you there?
Hi.
Hi there.
Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't prepare a PowerPoint because my internet connection is not really stable. So basically you can throw any questions at me. So I only have 10 minutes. So okay, let's start with the social life because that's what keeps everyone going, right? Okay, so the social life in the Philippines, basically, I don't know if this is a taboo in your country, but basically in the Philippines, it's not a party without alcohol. And by party, I mean birthday parties, weddings, baptisms if you're Christian, and even funerals, people drink when there's a funeral. But, for our Muslim friends, which are usually located in the southern part of the Philippines, which is in Mindanao, if you guys are familiar, the Philippines has three main islands, that is Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Okay, so where am I from? I'm from Los Baños, Laguna. That's in the island of Luzon. So I'm just gonna show you guys a video. Actually, it's a vlog that I did for one subject, and my friend took the videos. Okay, hold on. Okay, guys, see my screen? Okay, just go to my vlog. It's actually in our Facebook group or our history subject. So basically, everyone had this vlog about their hometown, and this is mine. Okay, that's me. And this is my hometown. That's in Italy, and that's the river.
Good morning, my name is Nicole Campos, and I've lived inside the UPLB campus for 19 years.
I study in the University of the Philippines, and this is my hometown. Basically, my grandma and my parents, they're professors. And I ended up growing up in this community and studying in the same university as they did. So here's the waterfall in my community. It's called Dampao Falls. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am having internet problems.
Kapag hindi umuulan,
so this waterfall is actually our national
naalala daw niya tong Dampao. Mas mysterious and charming.
That he said that this waterfall was much more beautiful than the Niagara Falls of Canada. So, okay, I'm gonna take you to the next tourist destination, which is the Yamashita Shrine. Okay, so this shrine was actually the last place for the Japanese general's death, because during World War II we were occupied by the Japanese. They invaded us. So this is the general who died in my town, and the people, even though he's an enemy, Filipinos are very hospitable, so they buried him in this spot, even though he's seen as an enemy. to our country after invading and killing, I don't know, thousands of Filipinos. He was buried here. His name is Yamashita.
It's the Imperial Japanese Army General Tomoyuki Yamashita and the General
So basically, that's just me talking about historical facts about him, which you can just Google. And this is
sino ba si Pasiano
Rizal, which is the brother of Jose Rizal, the Philippines' national hero.
Okay, siya yung general
and this is a very
kuya ni
historic place
Rizal.
in my
Okay, so
hometown
ito yung bahay.
you know, Jose Rizal is a
Basically,
very
parang ito
famous
yung
man
parang
here in the
vacation
Philippines.
house.
You know, you wouldn't
So,
see
naisip
a
ni
street
Pasiano Rizal
in every
mag-decide.
city.
Thank you so much for watching my
Without
vlog.
the
This is
name
Nicole
Rizal.
Campos, H1D1,
So that's the end
10,000,
of my vlog
enrolled
there.
under Sir
And I'm just gonna go back to sharing my screen with my face. Okay, how do I okay, anyway. So basically, that's the basic part of the Philippines, which is the war times. But what about the prehistoric times? Have you guys wondered why we look alike? Why we ASEAN nations look alike? It's because we have the same ancestors. So basically, are you familiar with the movie Moana? Okay, so the thing is, we are actually kind of similar to Moana because our ancestors, they were voyagers. That's why we look alike. And you know, if you notice ASEAN, it's mostly made up of islands. Look at Indonesia, it's an archipelago like Philippines. And you may wonder, how come the Japanese, Chinese, and Koreans, they look similar while we Southeast Asians look kind of similar as well? It's because they have different ancestors, you know, Koreans, Japanese, and Chinese people. They're actually from mainland Asia, while our countries, they're actually islands from the Pacific, which just shifted to Southeast Asia. So the thing is, why do we have different nationalities if that's the case? Well, basically, the thing is, these voyagers, which were our ancestors, they decided to stay on a particular island and reside there, and that's where populations grew, and that's where people started forming languages of their own. But one interesting thing is that our languages, even though they're different, they're slightly the same. Do you guys know the word mata? Or do you have the word mata in your language? Okay, so I just learned this from my history subject. Basically, mata in the Philippines, it means eyes. And basically, the thing about that, which I didn't know, in Southeast Asia and even in the Pacific, like Hawaii, mata means eyes. It's because that's the word that our ancestors use to describe eyes. So that's why we have common languages as well, because of our ancestors. But what about our houses? Yes, even our houses have the same architectural structure. So I learned that from our history subject. I always wondered why we have these type of houses in the Philippines. It's a very primitive type of house. It's called a bahay kubo. Hold on. It's this one. It's this one. Actually, this isn't the best example of it, but basically, during the primitive times, this was the same architectural structure for houses. And you would wonder why there's a gap in between the grass and the house. It's because during those times, during those voyager times, it's the easiest type of house to set up. So basically, what's on the lower ground of the house is the dump and sometimes slaves and sometimes just some furniture and things. And middle part, that's where you have your guests and the owner of the house. And on the top portion, it's those religious items. So you might be wondering, what's one thing in your house that you could never put on the floor? It's your religious items. They're always placed on the table. So that's for the culture. But what about education? So the education system in the Philippines, it's really, really complex. So one thing about our country is that we have over 7,600 plus islands. So we have different languages, and our common language is English and Filipino. But why English? Because we were colonized by the Americans. That's why we can speak English fluently, and everything taught in school, even our textbooks are in English, and that's why we can speak like this, and we have a distinct kind of English. So anyway, the education system is similar to the American education system because that's where we have our education system. But basically, we have a lot of subjects. So this is for the basic curriculum for those who would study elementary and kindergarten up until senior high school. And in senior high school, what's unique about this is that you can pick your tracks. You can go for an academic track, which has it has 5 strands, okay? And then you could also choose the livelihood tracks and sports and arts. But if you don't want to go for that or either of these, basically you could just finish grade 10 and you can be employed. But of course, you'll have higher chances of getting into college if you study senior high school. But what about those who aren't able to finish elementary or kindergarten or even junior high school? They have a unique curriculum. It's called the ALS, the Alternative Learning System. And when people take this, usually, those who couldn't afford higher education, they take up this, and then it makes them employable, basically. We have a lot of subjects for depending on the grade level, but what's unique about our education system, especially in elementary, is that the government implemented this new subject. It's called mother tongue. Basically, they teach you the native language in your province or region, while at the same time learning Tagalog. Tagalog is the dominant Filipino language here because everyone is required to, speak it. Even college entrance exams, they offer Tagalog subjects. That's where they examine you. And, it's kind of unfair to some provinces who don't speak Tagalog because some of them don't understand Tagalog at all because all their life they've been speaking their regional language. And so basically the lingua franca or the common language really is English. Okay, so what about food? Okay, so before I get into food, I just like to clarify that the Philippines is a Muslim country and a Christian country, but we're predominantly Christian, basically Roman Catholic because of the Spanish invasion. The Spaniards colonized us and actually we had our own religion even though before the Spaniards came, we had our own religion. We had our own gods, we had our own creation myths and legends and epics. But when the Spaniards came, they washed those away. Actually, we have these priestesses, and these priestesses are women. They're women priests. And back then, before the Spaniards came, women were actually held with high regard in the society. They were like the Amazons of the Philippines. But, when the Spaniards came, they didn't like the idea of women ruling societies and taking over control with religion. So basically they sent missionaries and priests and they took over the system, the religious system, which also took over the political system and the education system. That's why we have Catholic schools, and our government policies are basically in favor. They should be in favor. Well, not should be, but they're mostly evaluated, and they have to consider the church's stand because it can be they can be very complicated because most of us are a predominantly Catholic country. But anyway, for the food, I'm just gonna show you the famous food in the Philippines, which is actually a roasted pig. So this is lechon. It's everyone's favorite food. Even at birthday parties and weddings, they have this. Everyone would look for this. But for our Muslim friends, it would be lechon baka. Baka means cow. It's roasted cow. But to some, there's also, if you don't like cow, there's lechon manok, which is roasted chicken. So what's the difference of roasted chicken and this type of roasted chicken? Basically, you know, if it's roasted on the oven, it doesn't taste that much. I mean, I don't know. Personally, I don't find it savory at all because I don't know. It's just different. Like you just put seasonings and it gets burnt on the skin. Like it doesn't really taste that good. But when you smoke it on, I don't know, coal and fire, it tastes a lot more. It tastes a lot more delicious. This one is oven baked lechon. I don't like that. But yeah, this is everyone's favorite. I like to have that on my birthday when we're on a tight budget because, pigs and cows, they're really expensive. So basically, that's about it. But if you want to know about prehistoric Philippines, I can tell you more about that. But yeah, I only have like 10 minutes. I think I probably went over time. But if you guys want to ask questions, just go on. Feel free to answer it. Oh, halo. Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, that's everyone's favorite dessert. Although I'm not really a huge fan of it because it's really sweet. Like you have shaved ice, you have milk, you have leche flan. Leche flan is basically egg and milk frozen, and bananas, and as well as ube. Ube is yam. It's a purple thing. And you also have kamote, which is sweet potato. What else? Balot. Okay, balot. I love balot, even though a lot of foreigners were like, oh no, I'm not eating that thing because it looks so hairy. For you guys, okay, I'm gonna show you what halo and balot look like. Okay. This is what balot looks like. It's actually a fertilized duck egg. So it's a chick. It's boiled. Yeah, I love this. Not all Filipinos eat balot because they're afraid of it. They say it looks disgusting, but some people, they eat balot in the dark so that they don't have to see it. They're not terrified of it. But it's okay. It's delicious. Don't judge it by how it looks. Okay, halo. This is everyone's favorite. That's why we have diabetes. Ta-da! Okay, basically, there's no specific ingredient for it. All you need is shaved ice, jelly, corn, if you like corn. Although I don't like corn and halo. It's just too salty for it. But, some people like it. You can put ice cream, leche flan, beans, and even milk if you want. And then, of course, bananas, mango, all types of fruit. It's really delicious. So how do you eat this? Of course, you're gonna have to scoop the ice out and mix it. Yeah, it's like that. It's like a fruit salad with ice. I really like it. Yeah, I'm getting hungry now. People have this even in December or February. We don't really have winter here, so basically you can eat a halo-halo anytime. Okay. What are some questions?
Hey, Nicole.
Hi.
So
Okay,
I think if you guys have questions, you can still write it in the chat box. Perhaps Nicole will also answer it through typing in the chat box. Okay. It was a very nice viewpoint of yours, Nicole. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
So the next one, we will have the last speaker. She is from Cambodia. Her name is Vilya. Hi, Vilya.
Yes.
Are you here?
Yes. Hello, Amarilla. Yes.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so just wait me a little bit. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So, hello everybody. Hello our fellow ambassadors as well as our participants. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Seang Vilya from Cambodia. I am a high school student. So, okay, by hearing my introduction, I'm sure that you guys will know what I am going to talk about today. So, today I'm gonna take you all to Cambodia. And here is a little media that I'm prepared to show you. It's all about Cambodia. No matter, it's all about Cambodia, yes, even though it's not really related to our theme. However, it's all about Cambodia. And yes, most of the video I took by myself. Okay, so let's go to Cambodia together. So in this speech, I will talking about two main points. So first of all, I'm gonna talk about our life in Cambodia. And secondly, I'm gonna show you about our education. So for the first place, I'm gonna introduce you like where I live. So I live in Phnom Penh, which is the capital city of Cambodia. And this is my house. This is the way to my house. And I took the video at night while it was raining, so it's a little bit blurred. Yes, I took by myself. And so now I'm gonna tell you about our lifestyle. So our lifestyle in Cambodia, most of the people are really busy because they have many work to do. For the older people, they have to go to work, so they have to wake up in the morning in order to prepare to work, in order to prepare their houses, as well as to cook food and something like that. And for us teenager, we have to wake up in the morning also because we have to go to school, to go to study. And where I will focus a little bit about the work here in Cambodia. So most of the people work in national organization or international organization, as well as working as well as having their own business. And also for the education, there are a variety of education in Cambodia. And also I will tell you about our general education. So our general education are from grade 1, they are from grade 1 to grade 12. And we basically study about something related to social studies, as well as something like science. And also for social study, we have to study something related to morality or geography, of course, and also literature. For morality, it's really important for Cambodian people because Cambodian people are told to be polite, to do the good things because they believe that if they do the good things or the good things will happen to them. So yes, we are all kind and nice, something like that. And also for science in Cambodia, there are a lot of subjects such as physics, chemistry, something like biology, and also technology. It's really, really different from what we studied in the past, like the education in the past, as in the past, there most of the people go to study in the pagoda, and also the education, all of them are studying about their basic life skills, as well as something related to literature. And compared to present, they have a huge development as we all study about something related to technologies. And also because of the current situation, we all study online through the internet, as well as through phone, something like that. And also, here is the picture about the famous temple in Cambodia. It is related to the culture. Talking about the culture, so there are many traditions in Cambodia which are related to many festivals. So in here we have water festival, something like Khmer New Year, which is really famous in Cambodia, and as well as like Shumban Day, which is a religious festival.
Aku datang. Intinya tuh itu, kalau mau ngomongin dua simple past dalam satu kalimat itu dia harus menyatakan kronologi.
Jadi, sorry.
Verb yang pertama terjadi lebih dulu, baru verb yang keduanya terjadi.
I'm sure that yes.
Okay, sorry.
So, yes. Thank you. So moving on, I would like to show you a little bit about a life in the countryside. So in the countryside, most of the people are farmer, and some of them are fisher, and also a few of them are sailor also, and their lives are really, really fresh. I used to go to the countryside for many times, and I really, really love it. And also for the education in the countryside, and there are many universities in the countryside. However, there are enough, like primary school as well as high school, something like that. And also most of the people who study in the countryside, they can continue their upper study in university in the city. However, I really love the countryside. Yes, all of the kids are strong. Yes, and here are also the photo that is taken in the countryside. It's like a resort here in Cambodia. Yeah, and also yes, I took by myself in Phnom Penh, and this is at the sea, and I really love it. Yes, so thank you so much, Guy, for this, and I saw that I'm going to end it as yes, I have shown you guys enough of the information, and if you do have any question, you can ask me through the chat box below or through the Instagram. And thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Very interesting, Vilya. Thank you for sharing. I got new insights about Cambodia. Vilya, could you stop sharing your screen, please? Okay, thank you.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so now guys, listen to me very carefully. We should be playing game together, but because of the time, we will move the game to Instagram story later at about 9 p.m. Okay, once again, we'll move the game to our Instagram story at It's Nature Culture at 9 p.m. It'll be fun. So if you're interested and you haven't slept, just join us. So now I'm gonna share my presentation again. Please kindly wait. All right. Okay, oops, don't see the screen. Okay, it's 9 p.m. So after the session. So dearest participants, this is time for you to speak too. You can share the culture at your place, any stories that you would like to share to us so that we could get more lesson. To share, write your name _ your country in the chat box and we will unmute you to speak in order. You can tell us about the culture at your place, city or country and your ideas to embrace diversity or strengthen the collaboration among youths in ASEAN. Importantly, participants who are brave to speak during this session will get additional certificate of appreciation from us. So you'll get 2 certificates. Okay, I'm still waiting.
Probably let me know because that's how it works.
Okay, hello, Kalista. I hope you're ready. I'm gonna, could you unmute yourself, please?
Hello, do you guys hear my voice?
Hi, yes, very clearly.
Okay, so should I turn on my videos or not?
You can if you want to.
Looks like really not ready at all, but here I am. I live in first of all I want to introduce myself. My name is Shalista Dwi Hidayat. You may call me Chal or Kalista, and I'm in Bali. I live in Bali, but I actually students at Malang. It was like Jawa Timur. I don't know what did you, and it's really because of pandemic COVID-19. I have to go back to my hometown in Bali. What I want to share to you guys it's about Bali. I don't really have to. I don't really.
Proud.
I don't have. I hear voice. Okay. I don't really want to you guys to like just Indonesia, Bali is just a part of Indonesia is a part of Bali. No, I don't want to hear about that thought. I just want you guys to know about what's the culture and what's happening in Bali. So I grew up at Bali and it was a nice full place as you guys know. But I'm Muslim and most of people in Bali it was like Hindus. So there's a kind of different culture that I have. Because we have more like a different culture. So when we do something like together, it was like sometimes I feel like, is it really my country or not? But it is a really beautiful place. First of all, I want to tell you about festival at Bali. We have a festival at Bali. It's called Nyepi. It's not it's called Nyepi, but before that we have Ogo festival. It was like you create some, I don't know what we call it. I want to share it if it's okay to share a screen.
Sure, it is okay. Totally.
Okay, wait a minute. How much time I get?
Let me put it in the chat box, okay?
Okay. And here we go. I'll go. And it was like created by some people. It's like we didn't have like people like RT in Jakarta. We call it RT. I don't know what it's called in other country, but it's like gather. It's like circle of circle of environment in Indonesia. But in Bali we have like apa namanya? We have like I don't know what we call it, but it looks like you have your own when you have a place, when you have a house, you tell you have to join it even though you're a Muslim. So there's no different culture, I think, because we have to be I don't know what we call it. We have to be bersatu gitu, I think. In Indonesia we call it bersatu. United. It's called United. That's though my favorite things about Bali. And also I'm not born in Bali. I was born at West Nusa Tenggara. It was a cool place. I think it was the second cool place in Indonesia, and people should know about it because it's such a beautiful place. It has a beautiful beach, and it's more I don't know, have a lot of people in there. So in case you guys considering to go to Indonesia, I think you guys will have to considering to go to West Nusa Tenggara too, because I don't know, Bali seems to like everybody knows about Bali, but when it comes to Nusa Tenggara Barat or Nusa Tenggara in Indonesia, but in English we call it West Nusa Tenggara, it was beautiful places. And I think that's it about that I want to share about you, because I don't know what I have to share about you because I live in Bali and I was born at Nusa Tenggara, and I'm studying at Malang. It's a really different state, a different place. So I have to adapt. I have to learn about another culture again and again and again. And that's the most interesting thing in Indonesians. Like you have a lot of friends who knows to introduce to others, to introduce and to meet other people that have a different vision, different language, and that was as long as being Indonesians. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Calista.
Yes.
Okay, could you stop screen sharing, please?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, it was a very well-made point, Calista. Thank you very much. So the next participants will be Ririn from Indonesia also. Could you unmute yourself, Ririn?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Hi, Amarilla, I'm Ririn.
Hi, Ririn. You can start speaking for the next 5 minutes. We're listening.
Okay, thank you for the time. Amarilla, I'm Ririn and I'm from Sukabumi, West Java, Indonesia. And my mother language is Sundanese. And I really excited to communicate it with you guys. I'm so glad to hear about everyone in ASEAN Youth. And we are ASEAN, right? And I really excited about when we are meeting something like this. We can we are kindly people. I mean, in Sunda, we are a very friendly person. So we are all same people. So I can be related to you guys, like our diversity and uh, we use English, right? And I think Indonesia is same as like other country. Because of that, when we talk, we can communicate each other and better, you know. In Sundanese, we can also talking with young people something about everything we want to know, especially the ideas how make the young people to bring the ASEAN to the international event, something like this. I'm really excited about this, and I hope we can share the idea. Like we have meeting about it and how our country Indonesia is really good to meet the another people in the another country. I really welcome. You know, I don't know how to talk about because it's too sudden, and I just can say that my people in Sundani, in Sukabumi, actually, we use Sundanese. We can open-minded with uh, the people ideas about how their country, how my country, and I can accept that we all different, but we are can have a same idea, right? I think that's all, Amelia. Thank you for the time. I don't know how to say. Really, thank you. Kumaha damang. Yes. Hello.
Yes, thank you,
I think
Ririn.
enough
Good
for
job.
me. Yes. Okay.
Sure, it is okay. Nice to hear that. The next participant will be Fatima. Hello, Fatima.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm
The floor
sorry.
is yours. Yes.
I'm sorry. I can't start the video because my home is crowded.
It is totally fine.
Okay. Yeah. So I will unmute my microphone. Yes. The first I will say thank you for the opportunities. I can talk about Indonesian to all participants in here, and I think it's a really brilliant what is that event. I think that the event is I really want to attend. I think I don't know. It's I think I really nervous to talk about it. Okay. First, let me introduce myself to all of participants. My name is Fatima Zahro, and I live in Pandeglang, Banten. So we know Banten is province, is apart from Indonesia, and especially I live in Pandeglang. Yeah. Maybe I want talk about Indonesian like general. I think from education, food, and other society in Indonesia, I think. So the first is about education in Indonesia. I think Indonesia have education is really complex. It's the same as like Filipina. like Filipina, I think. So the first problem in every country is always education, I think, because education is very important to all of what is that? To all of citizen and to our to our uh, to ourselves especially. And I think the country will what is that developing if the education was good, I think. Then if we talk about food in Indonesia, Indonesia have having a famous food. Another one is rendang. Who is now rendang in here? Okay, I think all of participants know rendang. Then gudeg. Gudeg is from Yogyakarta, isn't right? Yeah, I love rendang too. Yeah, I think Indonesia has a lot of food, famous food that everyone recognize that. I think, yeah, like rendang. Rendang is was go international, I think. That is one of famous food in Indonesia. So what about society in Indonesia? I think in society in Indonesia sometimes is becomes first for what is that first problem, I think, because sometimes in Indonesian tolerance was good, because Indonesia have 6 religion that everyone can or must be tolerant to other religion. And yeah, I think Indonesia was the beautiful countries because we can live in especially tolerance, in tolerance. Yeah, I think that's all. I'm sorry, I can't really describe all of it about Indonesia. Yeah, I think that's all enough.
It's fine. Thank you very much, Fatima, for sharing your perspective. It's very good to hear that. Very sorry, we will have one last participant, but don't leave first because we will take a photo after that. Please, Daniel from Jakarta, you could unmute yourself and share your opinion and the culture at your place to us. Are you there, Daniel? Daniel, okay, if Daniel is not here, we'll move to the next participant, which is Ankis Nabila from Bukit Tinggi. Ankis will be the last participant, and after that, we'll take a photo. Hi, Ankis.
Hi. Hi, Miss. Okay, nice to meet you all. Firstly, I want to introduce myself. My name is Ankis Nabila. You can call me Ankis. I come from West Sumatra, exactly in Bukit Tinggi city. I'm sorry for I can't turn on my video camera because I have so trouble on my camera. Okay, I want to tell you about the culture in West Sumatra. West Sumatra is famous for its stunning natural beauty. Precisely, in Bukit Tinggi has a clock tower icon. I want to know, has anyone ever been to West Sumatra? In here? I see someone from Bukit Tinggi too, yeah. I think that where everyone says that if you haven't been to the big clock tower, you have not been to West Sumatra yet. I think I said the same typical food in West Sumatra is rendang. Similarly, like Fatima said, rendang is the first food in Indonesia. All of Indonesia like rendang, I think, and this food that can be cooked repeatedly and lasts the most for 1 until 3 months. In West Sumatra, it's also unique to the Minang. If you come to West Sumatra, you will hear suku Minang, but in here many tribes here, such as Java, Batak, and also the diversity of religions are here. And in Bukit Tinggi, nowadays many people open the restaurant with a variety of foods from neighboring countries, like ramen from Korean food, and some restaurant have them like Japan or Korea. I really like the diversity that exists, because in every region, city, or country, we can learn a lot and take it positively to develop our region, so that it's better and quality. I think that's I can tell you right now.
Yes, thank you, Ankis Nabila from Bukit Tinggi. To all participants, I would like to thank you very much for your enthusiasm. Yes, great job to all of the speakers, Kyaw, Nicole, and Vilya. For the e-certificate, we will send to your email according the registration form, so you don't have to fill any feedback form. For now, let's take a photo. Please kindly turn on your camera if you wish to be in the photo. I will give about 3 minutes. But please still mute your microphone. Okay, I could see your faces now. Okay, wait a minute. Just to inform you guys, we will have a game on the Instagram story, which is at It's Nature Culture. You can join us at 9 p.m. The winners will get followed by us at It's Nature Culture. And for the 4 speakers, you will get additional, the speakers from the participants, Ankis, Fatima, Kalista, and Rain, you will get additional e-certificate. Okay, so everyone is ready by now. Yeah, it's okay if your camera, if you don't want to open your camera as well. We'll have about 5 times, okay, because of the number of the participants. This is the first photo, so smile, 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait. Okay, secondly, okay, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, wait, 2 more, okay. Two more, yeah, the third one. Be ready, everyone. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, wait a minute, okay. Okay, last one, show your biggest smile for today's session. Thank you very much, everyone. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, very nice. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. It is very nice to see you virtually. We hope you did enjoy the session, and we hope it was impactful for you guys. Don't forget to follow at It's Nature Culture, and always be proud of becoming an ASEAN. Thank you. Goodbye.